Leadership of 12 labor unions has cautioned government not to allow businessman Dr. Pa Kwesi Ndum to secure their pension funds in order to pay 400 million cedis minimum capital requirement of the Bank of Ghana. The leadership explained that such a request by Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum could mar the labor front and affect benefits of pensioners after they retire. Here's its chairman, Isaac Bampo, who spoke with our labor correspondent, Daniel Opoku.
The leadership of 12 unions, the forum, was reacting to a plea by businessman Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum for government to allow local banks to use pension funds to recapitalize. He alluded that currently there is an excess of 10 billion cedis of pension funds lodged at the Bank of Ghana and yet to be invested. He expressed concern that any further delay to use the amount could further collapse the remaining local banks.
Local banks are looking for money to recapitalize 400 million. So if I had 120 million in capital, I need 280. Just imagine if the pension funds in Ghana, if they were asked, find which of the local banks have good governance practices and let's help them. It would be very easy. They can get to the 400 and the banks will remain Ghanaian.
However, the leadership of the 12 labor unions, the forum, has warned government not to allow local banks use the pension funds or risk industrial unrest. The chairman of the forum, Isaac Bampo, recalled agitation by civil servants and teachers in 2004, which spearheaded the promulgation of the new Pensions Act 766.
For Pa Kwesi Ndum to tell us that the original intent was to capitalize private sector, it's totally wrong. The intent was to enhance pension income of workers. After agitations by workers, that civil servants and teachers, that state pensions we were getting was woefully inadequate.
He implored government not to grant the request of Dr. Papa Kwesi Ndum.
The second tier is a defined contribution. And whatever contribution you make is supposed to be invested. Proper investment. And based on your contribution, your investment income, that's what you take as lump sum. And the money is not government money. The money is for the contributors. You must get it clear. So nobody can sit down there and say somebody should be forced to invest money to the private sector. So that when you are going to pension, you take Kofi lump sum. It's never going to happen. He must revise his notes.
He again rejected the idea that pension funds be used to recapitalize other businesses in the private sector.
If the securities that they are coming up with are attractive, the schemes will go in. If they are not attractive, I beg to differ. Nobody can force us to go into them. Nobody.
The leadership of the union says it is monitoring discussions on whether government will allow the local banks to leverage on pension funds for liquidity support.